Emperor Ashoka's work for the spread of religion. Ashoka had embraced Buddhism. He had convened the Third Religious Council on Buddhism at Patliputra. Ashoka sent his own son Mahendra and daughter Sanghamitra to Sri Lanka for the spread of Buddhism. He also sent Buddha bhikkhus to West Asia and Central Asia for spreading Buddhism. He also built many stupas and viharas. So students, Ashoka was the follower of Buddhism. Okay, he had arranged the Third Religious Council on Buddhism at Patliputra. Okay, arrange the Third Religious Council means he had arranged a meeting on Buddhism at Patliputra. Okay, Ashoka sent his own son Mahendra and daughter Sanghamitra to Sri Lanka to spread Buddhism. Okay, he also sent Buddha bhikkhus to West Asia and Central Asia to spread the Buddhism religion. Okay, to tell about the Buddhism. Emperor Ashoka built many stupas and viharas. Okay, next paragraph. Public welfare activities. Emperor Ashoka laid stress on the creation of facilities for the welfare of the people. For example, he made provisions for free medicines and medical treatment for people as well as for animals. He built many roads and planted trees for shade on both sides of the roads. He dug wells and built dharmashalas. So students, Emperor Ashoka started the facilities for the welfare of the people. Okay, he started free hospitals for the people as well as animals. Okay, he built road and planted trees for shade. Okay, he planted trees to get shade. Okay, he planted trees on both the side of the roads. Okay, he built dharmashalas and dug wells for the people. Okay, he built dharmashalas and dug the wells for the convenience of travelers. Okay, for the people coming and going, he built dharmashalas and dug wells for people. Okay, means here he was thinking for the welfare of the people. Okay, let's move on to the next paragraph. Administration during the Maurya period. Patliputra was the capital of the Maurya Empire. For the sake of administrative convenience, the empire was divided into 4 regions, each with its own capital. Eastern region, Toshali, Odisha. Western region, Ujjayani, Madhya Pradesh. Southern region, Suvarnagari, Kunagiri in Karnataka, northern region, Takshashila, Pakistan. There was a council of ministers which advised the king in matters of administration. There were many officers working at different levels. There was an efficient intelligence service which kept an eye on the administration and on the movements of enemies. So students, Pataliputra was the capital of the Maurya Empire. Okay, Maurya Empire was divided into 4 regions, and each region had its own capital. The first region is Eastern region and the capital of it is Toshali, Odisha. Okay. Second region is Western region. The capital of it is Ujjayani, Madhya Pradesh. Third region is southern region. The capital of it is Suvarnagiri, Kanagiri in Karnataka. And the fourth region is northern region and the capital of it is Takshashila, Pakistan. Okay. The Council of Ministers advised the king. The Council of Ministers they should give advice to the king in administration of the kingdom. Okay. There were many officers working at different levels in the kingdom. Okay, in the empire. There was also a efficient and excellent intelligence service, okay, which kept attention on the administration, okay, and also on the movement of the enemies. Okay, so what work this efficient intelligence service was doing? These people were keeping attention on the administration and also on the movements of the enemies. Okay. Yes, let's see the next paragraph. Life of the people during the Maurya period. During the Maurya period, agricultural production had great importance. Trade and other occupations had also prospered well. There were many occupations like carving and engraving on ivory, weaving and dyeing, cloth and metal work. Black glaze pottery was also produced. Shipbuilding was carried out on a large scale. In metalwork, the technology of making articles of other metals as well as those of iron had developed. Different festivals and functions were celebrated in villages and towns. Dance and music concerts were a part of entertainment. Wrestling bouts and chariot races were popular, and so were board games and chess. Chess was called Ashtapat. So students, during the Maurya period, life of the people depended on agriculture. Okay. Trade and other occupations like carving and engraving on ivory, weaving and dyeing cloth, and metal work were also going on a large scale. Okay. Production of pottery and shipbuilding were also carried out on a large scale. Okay, students, different festivals and functions were also celebrated in villages and towns during the Maurya Empire. Okay, dance and music were also arranged, and they were for the entertainment purposes. Okay, wrestling, boats and chariot races were very popular during the Maurya period. Okay, also the board games and chess, okay, were also popular. Okay, during that period chess was called Astapat. Okay, we call chess, okay, but during the Maurya period chess was called Astapat. Okay, yes, let's see the next paragraph. Art and literature. During the period of Emperor Ashoka, the art of rock cut sculpture was promoted. The pillars erected by Ashoka are excellent specimens of Indian sculpture. There are excellent carvings of animals like the lion, elephant, bull on these pillars. The chakra or wheel on the Ashoka pillar at Sarnath has a place of honor on the Indian national flag. The pillar has lions on all four sides, but only three are visible from the front. This is the official seal of the Government of India. The cave sculptures at Barabar Hills, carved during the period of Ashoka, are well known. These caves are in Bihar. They are the oldest cave sculptures in India. So students, during the period of Emperor Ashoka, the art of rock cut sculpture was promoted. Okay, the pillar built by Ashoka are excellent art of Indian sculpture. So the pillar which was built by Ashoka are said to be the excellent art of Indian sculpture. Okay, there are excellent carving of animals like the lion, elephant, bull on these pillars. Okay, students, the chakra or a wheel on the Ashoka pillar which is in Sarnath. Okay, this pillar is in Sarnath which has a chakra or a wheel on it. Okay, this chakra has a honor on the Indian national flag which we call it as Ashoka Chakra. Okay, you you all know there is a chakra on our Indian national flag. Okay, okay, that is a Ashoka Chakra. So this same chakra carving is there on the pillar, on the Ashoka pillar which is in Sarnath. Okay, this pillar has lions on all the four sides. Okay, you can see in your textbook. Okay, but when we see from the front, we will be able to see only 3 lions. Okay? Students, this is the official seal of Government of India. Okay? On the coins, on your coins, money coins, you can see this lion's picture. Okay? Students, the cave sculptures at Barabar Hills carved during the period of Ashoka are very famous. Okay, these caves are in Bihar and they are known to be the oldest cave sculptures in India. Okay, yes. Now let's see the last paragraph. After the death of Emperor Ashoka, the Maurya Empire began to decline. After the Mauryas, many new states and some empires also emerged in India. The Maurya Empire was the largest empire in ancient India. Okay? In the next chapter, we shall discuss the political and cultural happenings in the post-Maurya period. So students, after the death of Emperor Ashoka, the Maurya Empire began to decline. Okay? Decline means the Maurya Empire began to finish. Okay? After the Maurya Empire, many other states and some empire came in India. Okay? But Maurya Empire is known to be the largest empire in ancient India. Okay? The Maurya Empire is known to be the largest empire in ancient India. Okay? So students, here we have finished with the topic. Please see that you read the lesson at least 2 times. Okay? Thank you so much students. Take care. God bless you.